I think globally, we would all and we'll all be witness to the fact that Afrobeat has taken over the world. You know, so dancehall 5 years ago would not be the same dancehall. It's like high life in the 80s would never be the same, based on the fact that you would have different things, you know, diluting it from the original sound. You know, the influences from the foreign cultures and even the sound. You get me? With all this stuff being digitalized, even conga, if it's recorded and then, you know, compressed and all of that, it might change a bit. So, yes, we're doing dancehall, but what is putting food on our table, as much as it's work and it's what we love, something has to pay off, you know. So I think that's why, and everybody wants to move with the trend.
Yeah.
That's how come you find most of the artists, you know, looking at that direction. I remember when dancehall went mainstream, you would even have rappers in Ghana trying to do dancehall or feature dancehall artists on their song. So it's not that it's going to end or it's going to stop. Reggae would never die, but over time you will still have different sounds influence it to give it a different sound, you know, different feel. Personally, I think it's growth, you know, from the fact that some of us are now revisiting ourselves, our original self, trying to touch on the indigenous sound that we've missed. And then I tried it and then it worked. You know, I'm happy to say that I'm one of the people who rekindled the love for high life. I didn't start it. I'm not the best in that space. But for a dancehall artist to move from that space to win a high life song of the year and make it one of the best high life song under the year of review, I think that we all have it in our genes. It's just that, you know, growing up, we fall in love with certain things and then we're like, oh, yeah, I grew up in dancing, man. That's what is vibing, so let me just do dancehall, you know. Globally, even the Jamaicans now are trying to tap on Afrobeat. You know, they are even trying to do, they want to sound like us. You know, they want to do, I think they've now done everything, so now they try new things. And the new thing is Afrobeat. You get it? So, yes, that's it. That's it.
You've touched on it being the seasonal aspect of the music industry in itself and how some genres tend to fade away. But some also say the decline in appreciation for dancehall music can be, linked to the feuding between artists. Every day there's a new beef on the horizon. This artist is beefing this one. This artist is, what would you also say that contributed to the decline?
Well, I think that's force actually made dancehall what it is.
Okay.
I stand to disagree with that. Because if you study the culture itself, you would notice that dancehall, as much as it was a party type of the reggae, it was built on the clash.
Yeah.
You know, the rivalry between Ninja Man and all these, and then down to Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, and one of the greatest rivals ever, Vibes Cartel and Bovado, down to Alkaline, and even recent we have Violent and TJ. You know, the culture is built in a space where fans get to choose, or numbers are built on that.
Yeah.
Because the very moment that I release a song and it is throwing or is actually pointing fingers at another artist, it would pull attention and that would generate the numbers. And then people would now go and look for my older tunes. You understand? Look at it from this perspective too. I would say that I stand to be correctable, but Infinix worked with Wale, and a competing brand like Techno worked with Stone.
Yeah.
That also built these two brands, and it was based on their rivalry, you know. So for me, I think it's only right if we understand the culture itself and then look at the positive side of it. Yes, the fans might fight, but how are we trying to educate them on that level that is only, you know, is lyrics? It's not fight. It's not like physical fights. It's just is musical fight. You know, it's something to build the culture, and it's part of the culture. You get me? I don't think, if it hadn't been the clash, I don't think dancehall would have survived in 2 years.
Okay, so for a genre that has witnessed its prime, especially, I mean, bringing it home here to Ghana,
yes.
would you say, as an artist in that genre, would you also say that you, the artist, did your best in educating your fans about the nature of the genre?
No, we didn't. We didn't, because now you would have young artists, you know, sounding cliche on a sound. The reason why I'm saying that is, let's take the originators of dancehall, Jamaica. Whatever they say in their music are stuff that happens, their daily lives. You know, you would have the drive-bys and the killings and all of those things. So they put it in music. Imagine a Ghanaian artist saying, when me clock me gun, and me bust your head with my rifle, and you know those things.
Yeah, not relatable.
That's a lie, you know. But if I should say, my trying to get spanner, it's normal. You know, it's the same thing, but my people can relate to it. You understand what I'm saying?